Remember, either you adapt and thrive or you perish. New day, new topic. Today, let's speak about building an adaptable organization. Reason I'm mentioning this is because there were many lessons learned during this pandemic period, and one of the strongest lessons that was learned by most businesses is if you don't adapt, you start to perish. Now, you can look at this in two ways. You can be extremely scared and you can tell yourself, hey, what are we going to do? How are we going to adapt? Or you can simply make some good decisions that will set you on a path to better adaptation. And not just for for what's happening right now, but to be future prepared as well. So I think more than these tools that you hear about that your organization can adopt to build a remote organization, you have to also look at the mindset that your organization has to adopt. And one of the strongest mindsets that your organization can adopt is decentralizing decision making. Organizations that have a lot of dependencies, a lot of bureaucracy instilled in them, and I'm totally looking at some large organizations, they're poorly suited for adaptation. And this is the reason you sometimes hear of large organizations crumbling over time. So the best way to counter this is to decentralize your decision making, give your employees and contributors more independence. Second thing that you can do to really succeed to build an adaptable organization is for your employees to not operate in silos. Do not think of a software engineer as just a software engineer. Also let him experiment with product. Do not think of your product manager as only a product manager. Exposure to a little bit of software engineering, maybe a little bit of marketing. And product management is such a role where they get to wear some multiple hats, or they have some superficial knowledge of all functions. So I guess in some senses, the product role is a very adaptable role by virtue of working with different silos. But I'm speaking about those silos that don't get to interact with a lot of the other silos. For example, sales, to also get some exposure to development. For development to get some exposure to sales. For sales to get some exposure to product. So I'm not saying you absolutely do not hire specialists in your organization. Obviously, you have specialists, but make sure that your specialists can understand, at least at surface level, about all the different functions, and if need be, can also perform some functions of the other departments. So this builds a very interesting organization where you function together to achieve your main goals, which in a recessionary or uncertain period can be survival, or even growing in an uncertain period may be something that's possible in adaptive organizations. So this is interesting. Do give it a thought. Try to restructure your thinking around your organization and the way the different moving parts function. And yeah, remember, either you adapt and thrive or you perish. So take care and better decision making. Thank you.